Hello and welcome, friends. My name is Lady Calamere. I welcome you to my channel, and today's presentation will be on the god Heimdall or Heimdall, and it is the 220th presentation. We got Jack, and Loki looks like he's gonna fight with Jack already. Presentation hasn't even really started, and we already got a cat fight. So, anyways, who is Heimdall? Okay, so as you notice how I'm pronouncing it with the at the end, because that's how it was originally pronounced, and then later on, the R was removed. So people accidentally call him Heimdall. Now, his name is spelled Heimdall, and some people spell it with one L, but that actually changes the meaning of the name because the double L, then the R means something. So the double L is different from DAL because DAL means valley. Heim means house. So if you take the double L off, you got valley of the house. But the LLR, I don't know. Even Jackson Crawford, who is an Old Norse specialist, don't know what the meaning is. We do know that Heim means house. So Heimdall in the old times never had any place named after him. So there are some mysteries about him, as he is said to be the son of Odin and the son of 9 mothers. And even the names of the 9 mothers get confused because 9 mothers are named, but then they say he is the son of the daughters of Ran and Aegir. But then it's like these other 9 wave maidens, but the names just seem to even not fit. So again, the 9 mothers, not manageable by a mortal, but definitely by a god. But how? Were they mothers that were together in one body? Or did each of them incubate him, each of them, for 1 month each, and then take it out of utero and put it into utero to another mother? That could have been possible. Could it have been possible that the 9 mothers each gave birth to a part of them? Like maybe one gave birth to an arm, one to a leg, one to, say, the soul. And they all put it together. Or was it that only one mother gave birth to him and the 8 covered for her and were like foster mothers, in which, the term mother became for the other foster mothers, as if they, mothered him, and he saw them as all his mothers. Could it have been that he had 9 lives, like a cat, and in each life, one of the mothers gave birth to him, and each life, Odin was his father? Again, the Norse myth does not specify on this, so we're left with a big gap. And now all of these hypotheses and theories are now, to each their own in your craft. And even Heimdall said, I have 9 mothers. And the 9 mothers were 9 sisters. And Odin was my father. So he's also known in the Eddas as Rig. Rig means king, or Rigar means king. But also Odin has that title. And it was said that Rig came to humanity and he slept with different women and made the 3 classes: the slaves, the slaves, the freemen, the average people, and the nobles. And to the nobles, he gave the runes to. He taught the runes to humanity. Now, some people say that may be Odin that did it, but a lot points out to Heimdall, Heimdallr. So it is said that Odin received the runes and learned about the runes and how to work them, and it was Heimdall who came to humanity and taught the nobles how to fight. He showed them how to hold the sword, and he taught them the mysteries and the meaning of the runes. So again, there is some mysteries within it. Okay, so his colors: white. His other colors is also gold and silver that can be used. Though also people use light blue with him. And he got the nice light blue setting in the white. He is described as... Now, as what class of god is he? Is he Vanir? Does he have Jotun in him? Is he Aesir? Here's where it gets... in the stories where it gets confusing, because some point that he's a Vanir, and in some of the stories is Aesir. He is considered the whitest of and the most brilliant of all the Aesir, the most handsome of the Aesir. Then he is of the whitest of all the Aesir, but he knows prophecy in the future just as much, if not better, than all the Vanir. So, if you look at the works of Freya Aswin, she puts him in the classification of Vanir. So, if you look at the works of Galina Kraskova, she puts him in the Aesir. Could he be both? We look at him fighting Loki to retrieve the Brisingamen. Now, this could be because Loki stole the Brisingamen under his watch, and he had to right that wrong. Others say because he was closely associated with Freya, because he's actually Vanir. So he went out of his way to battle Loki. I mean, there's even a story which is not complete in the stories, I wish it was, where Loki, Laufeyson, and Heimdall turn into seals and battle each other. Regardless, Heimdall is victorious against Loki and brings back the Brisingamen to Freya, in which she's ever so grateful. Loki and Heimdall should never be next to each other. Do not keep them next to each other on the altar. Keep them as far away from each other as you can. Do not feed Heimdall and Loki Laufeyson together. They are mortal enemies, and said to combat each other and kill each other at Ragnarok. Ragnarok. In the stories of the Loki Senna, when Loki party crashes and insults the gods, Heimdall says, why don't you stop this? You're drunk. You had too much to drink. And that's basically the insult he gives to Loki. It's like kind of giving him advice, like, sit down, relax, quiet. You're drunk. You're going cuckoo, basically. But he said it in such a nice way. And then Loki, of course, his insult, which wasn't much of an insult. Oh, you Heimdall. You don't get to you're the guardian of Asgard. That's your job. But we get to stand watch. It's like, how is that insulting each other? But again, so anyways, his totem animals is a ram and a seal. He has a mount, which is a white horse with a golden mane. And his magical item, of course, is the Galahorn. This is the horn. And it's not blown as a musical item. It's not blown in jest. It's blown, said very rarely, to alert the seer. But then there's stories saying it's only going to be blown that one time to alert the 9 worlds of the coming of the end, Ragnarok, in which the horn is so loud that all the 9 worlds will hear it. The Galar horn, I should say. Gahalar horn. Gallarhorn. Now, Heimdall is considered whitest of the god. Does that mean his color? Well, I think what they mean is whitest. It could be 2 things: that he has gray hair, or that he's very handsome, very beautiful. He's the whitest among the gods. In fact, he's considered that he is brilliant looking, that he has this aura of light around him, that he is the shining god. His dwelling is Himinbjörg, which means the sky cliffs, the cliffs of the sky. So apparently it's connoting a very high ideal place where he can overlook everything, because he not only is a guardian of Asgard, he overlooks Bifrost, the Bifrost Bridge. So Heimdall overlooks the Bifrost Bridge. He is the guardian, ever vigilant. He needs less sleep than a bird. And he is also, in his hall, he is said to have the most high quality mead that he drinks and that he loves. Galahorn means resounding horn. Now it's also said that just like Odin did a sacrifice of his eye to well of Mimir, he also did a sacrifice, and it is said in the stories that he sacrifices an ear, and it's somewhat buried under the world tree. And now, because of the sacrifice, he can hear things. He can hear things all the way in Midgard. He can hear the drop of a pin. He can hear someone whisper. He can hear like supersonic hearing. And also his eyes, he's all seeing. He can see the grass grow from Midgard. He can hear it. He can see and hear the wool grow from sheep. Doesn't it have any sound of wool growing? Well, he just see it. But he can see, and it reminds me of that song Electric Eye by Judas Priest. I'm electric spy. So it sounds like he's actually like a satellite. Like you know how a satellite can take pictures from space and like actually literally, some satellites are so good, it said that it can actually capture your license plate. So he's like a satellite. His element is water as well as fire. And his main element is definitely water. The runes to use with him is Manos, Iwas, Dagos, and Kenos. The place, his direction to face is east. He is the god of light. He is the shining god. He is, of course, light god. Among other things that people forget is that he is a warrior. Of course, a lot of the North Star deities are warriors. Many people have made a tradition to, when you call upon the gods, is to call upon Heimdall first, especially during rituals. So, I'm not gonna say everyone does it, but and also to like shamanically travel to Asgard, it is, of course, appropriate to propitiate this deity to let you in, because he's the guardian of Asgard. So, this god, he is approachable. He is friendly enough. And he's pretty well known among the Norse heathens and pagans, the Asatru. He's also, his teeth, the color of his teeth is gold. The color of his teeth is gold. His horse name, the golden mane horse, is called Guln Topper, which means golden top. He also wields a sword that shines as bright as the sun, shining like the sun. Could it be a golden sword, or could it just be almost like a lightsaber? A little Star Wars thrown in, right? So, he is a guardian god. He is also a god of psychic power and prophecy and future telling. So, when starting maybe the runes, you can ask him to help you, because he knows the runes, and he taught the runes to humanity, so he can help you learn about the runes. Maybe he can point you to the right book, maybe the right teacher. Maybe he will teach you in dreams. Maybe he will just help you with your intuition, learning about the runes. So learn how to craft them, learn how to cut them, learn how to stain them, learn how to pronounce them. He will teach you about divination. He can help you with oracle cards. He can help you with the pendulum. Just ask him. Help you open up your third eye, your psychic powers, your powers of mediumship, your channeling. And he can help guard you from any negative entities trying to get in. Again, he is a guardian god. He defends against chaotic spirits. He is a god of order and justice. He can neutralize any chaos. He's also a god of guardianship. He's also a defender. So you can use him in defensive magic, and if you have to use offensive magic against someone who is really trying to hurt you, again, he's your god. He is a god that also deals with things that deal with justice. And he does work with justice. He's also an alert system. He is not just a satellite, the satellite of the gods. He's also the gods' ADT. Okay? He's the alarm system. He's the security too. He is the security guard that will go after anything that is bad. So he's your satellite. He could be your satellite. He could be your oracle. He could be your security guard. He could be your security system, all in one. So it's also said that Heimdall will help lead the gods into the battlefield of Vigrid during the chaos of Ragnarok. Ragnarok. Sorry, my voice is not 100% back. His sword. The sword is named Hofud. 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 Sorry, the D is the Hofud. Sorry, correct myself. Hofud. His plants. The plants that are definitely associated with him are holly, heather, and Angelica has been associated with him. Now, he's the one that speaks out against injustice. He's the one that speaks out about righting wrongs. He's the one that will help you correct wrongs or correct the wrongs that were done to you. So whatever causes things to break within you, he's the God to call to help unbreak what's done to you. Heimdall is a shapeshifter. He can take a lot of forms. Famously, the bull seal, a ram. So, again, he can take whatever shape he feels he needs to do. He can also be used, since he guards by for us, he can also be used for portals. To guard a portal, he could use to be guard a sacred space, to guard a threshold, to help open or close portals, or to at least guard it if it can't be closed. If there's something like a rip or tear that cannot be closed, he is the God to help at least be a screen, to let the good in and filter out the bad. He is the vigilant God, ever vigilant, ever watchful. So his mothers nourished Heimdall with the magic of the sea, the wisdom of the earth. And they also gave him the strength of the sun, and they gave him the second sight, the ability to travel from here, there, and everywhere, the ability to travel through the realms. Now it says that he also has daughters, and his daughters are waves too, dealing with water. I got this really nice statue. As you can see, the Gahala horn, his weapon here, and he has a sword, Wolfu, and the Bifrost Bridge is wrapped around him, and he's wearing ram's horn. One of his names is Golden Teeth. I'm trying to remember that word for it. when I come up with it, I'll remember. So please understand, I don't use notes. I don't have a script, and I also have to deal with the chaos of the cats. So far we got Lord Maximus in the room. Loki Loft is in somewhere. Jack left. Charlie O'Barley is here. So we got Jamboree Jack left. Charlie O'Barley's here. So what I'll get into, I'm going to get into feeding him before I forget. What offerings can you give to Heimdall to let him through to Asgard, to talk to the gods, or just to build and foster a relationship with this god? One thing that people have been giving him is coffee. And I said, because since he barely needs any sleep, he's usually always awake. I guess like something like espresso would be cool. So coffee, not that decaffeinated stuff. Okay, give him something, a higher caffeine, the better. Maybe caffeinated drinks, like those energy drinks or energy sodas, would be appropriate for Heimdall. Of course, ale, beer, IPA, and mead. MEAD. MEADE is just honey wine. MEAD. MEAD is fermented honey. So there's a difference. There's a difference between MEADE and MEAD. You could give them both. That's fine. Ale, rum is a good offering. Some food, some lamb, chocolate, energy bars. It's supposed to give you energy. It could be it could be, simple one or very complex one. Give him things that are shining and golden or silver. So you can give him some of the silver foiled treats you find in an Indian store, or golden foil treats. You can give him gold or silver. Give him herbs like his holly and heather and angelica. Images of rainbows or glass rainbows. Images of horns or actual horns and trumpets and any that type of instrument dealing with, say, a trumpet, a bugle, a horn. Even a bicorn that goes doo doo doo. You literally, you can give them that. You can give them sweets, bread, honey. I'm trying to think of like white fruits or golden fruits. So just think like the the golden grapes or golden pear. I mean, even give him a pineapple, which is not. Some of these things are not traditional, of course, but again, it's the color. And yellow watermelon. Again, it's water. It's one of his main elements, and its color yellow would actually be good for him. Rainbow colored candy. Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Oh, seriously. And as far as a sense of humor, he does have a little bit of a sense of humor. He really does. When Mjolnir was stolen from Thor, of course Loki thought this shit was hilarious too. Heimdall suggested to Thor, why not dress as a woman, as a bride? Which Thor wasn't all too happy. And of course Loki could not resist agreeing with this. Yeah, Thor, why don't you dress up? Thor did not want to do this. But of course he had to if he wanted his hammer back. So it was Heimdall's original suggestion. Hey, Thor, big old guy, manly man, a man's man, God's gift to women, dress up as a woman. Which, of course, Thor was pretty pissed in the stories. But he had to do what he had to do, so. Things not to do. Do not use his name for injustice. And do not put him or feed him at the same time as Loki Loftus. But Loki, my cat, is okay. Loki was trying to knock him over right before I was doing the presentation. But, you know, it's a cat. Things to do is to speak up against injustice. Whether small or large scale. To vote against injustice, to stand against injustice. Or whenever you encounter it in your life. Now, people also suggest putting small flying birds on his altar, and that's because of his not needing less sleep than a bird. Also, another thing, that since he has keen sense of seeing, you can actually keep binoculars near him or a telescope near him. That's fine. Anything to deal with hearing devices or far seeing devices, because he's got great awareness. He can help you if you have ADHD. So if you're having problems concentrating, sitting still, or meditating, he's the God to help you. Hey, God, Heimdall, I would like to meditate. I would like to do spiritual journeys, but I can't sit my ass still for 5 minutes. He's the one that can actually help you develop that concentration, the focus, and the ability to do that. And of course, therapy is also... Cat! He's knocking down everything! Oh, come on, man! Every day. But he's the one that can help you concentrate and focus even when you got cats knocking things down during your presentation. He's a great defender of those who are being cursed unjustly. and being attacked. So he's a god that you want to call. He's a great god of wisdom. He is very knowledgeable, very wise. He's got high intelligence. And again, he rules over light and protection. So he also deals with the mind and the brain, the intelligence of learning. He can really help you excel in school. Again, he is a god of great wisdom. Heimdall deals with the house too, because again, his house. House of what? I don't know. If you spell one L, then it's Sabali. Two LLRs, but his name deals with house. And I guess he's, in a way, he's like a guardian of the house. So he can protect your property. Could be used spells to protect your property, protect your house. I mean, even protect your vehicle. This guy is great for that. Some people were angry about a black actor taking the role of Heimdall in Marvel. You gotta understand, it's Marvel, okay? However, the white of God may not be describing the skin. You know, but again, again, I'm not saying Heimdall is black or brown or any other case Norse, but I will say that when we mean white, it could be mean goodly of the gods, handsome of the gods, gray hair. Once in a while, it's used to mean dumb and dull, but in this context, it does not mean that at all. He is not dumb or dullard or an idiot. So, the word I was coming up with is the name for teeth is Gulintani. That's what Gulintani, which means golden teeth. He's also another name, the one with the sided horns. Halinskidi. Halinskidi. Hallinskidi. But it's pronounced Halinskidi. Again, a soft D, like a DH. Like the one with the sided horns. So, he is very serious about his duties. He takes his duties very serious. And this is something he wants to do. And that he was born for this. He deals with cosmic order. He is sort of like associated almost like with a solar god. Not saying he's the sun, but the gold teeth, the, the shining bright sword that shines like the sun. We got the his what he wears is gold and shining and silver as well. And yeah, silver is with the moon, but we also have his horse who is white with a golden top. So we see these colors associate with solar. We also associate him with the sky gods, with celestial. That he lives in the sky cliffs, and that he's on a very top position. So we see him up in the sky. So like Loki tells him after again, one of the things that he says to him, that you have a stiff back all the time. Loki says you have a stiff back all the time for being a watchman. Which, stiff back? I got a stiff back. I don't know. How's that? I don't know how that was an insult back. Maybe it was an insult back in the day. Sort of like when Yeshua told Peter, you'll be the rock that my church will be built on. Basically, in Aramaic, when you called someone a rock, it wasn't a compliment. In Aramaic, when you called someone a rock, you meant they were stupid. Like dumb as a bag of hammers. Or as dull as a bag of hammers. Not the brightest bulb in the harbor, are we? But, I don't know. Could it have been a bad... So... We do know that Loki and the energies of Loki and Heimdall do not mix. So, it's like oil and water. Does not mix. Trying to think what else I can talk about Heimdall. How long have I been talking about? 43 minutes. Wow. So it also says that Rig, aka in this context Heimdall, he also teaches the noble not only how to fight with a sword, but also fashioning of bows and archery, which is, again, this is high status activity among the Old Norse. So first he goes to a woman, a woman who's married and has sex with her and progenerates the slave class or the servant. Then the next class is the Carls, the regular people, and then you got the noble people. So that eventually he's like, which were the Jarls, the noblemen. Type of cloth. I mean, not the type of cloth. Well, he likes his altar to be clean. Of course, a lot of deities like that. But again, he likes his altar, again, since if you can, put it in the place where light hits it, or where you have lights. Again, he's, if you can, again, he is the shining bright God. So anyways, what else can I say about him? I don't think there's really much there is to say, but I do hope you enjoy this video. This is a beautiful statue of him. If you did like my video, please give me a thumbs up. I hopefully you don't give me a thumbs down. I really hope I earned your thumbs up. And please subscribe to my video so that you never miss another video, and it lets me know that I'm doing a good job, so I can keep taking the time out to do these videos. And also, please, the money that you would give to me if I had a Patreon account, please give to different charities, like to St. Jude's charity that help children, or Make-A-Wish Foundation that would help children. So the money that you would be giving me, give it to those charities, or to anything that deals with animals. That would make me happy. I really, some notices, if I think of anything of Heimdall, when I'm thinking about notices, I'm going to be having a lot of concerts coming up. And I just bought my tickets to see this black metal band that's coming up soon. We're going to be seeing Nunslaughter and Tombs. It's going to be 4 bands: Tombs, Nunslaughter, Profantica, and I think Exterminate or something. But they're all black metal bands. I got tickets to see Lamb of God and Pantera with Lamb of God. And I'm going to see Go Ahead and Die. I am going to see August Burns Red. I'm going to get tickets to see Mr. Crowley, who is a great Ozzy Osbourne tribute band. Guy looks and sounds like Ozzy. Seen them before. There's just so. I'm going to see a tribute band to Linkin Park. I got a lot of tickets coming. I got a lot of, and I'm going to be seeing Municipal Waste. So I'm going to try to put these videos out as much as I can. So, because I don't want to miss doing these. I love getting these out to you. So Loki still has to take medicine for his eyes, so I appreciate, if you can, to please send spells and prayers his way, and send good luck to me. That would also be a great payment to me. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, blessed be.